Hello everyone, welcome back to another BrickSide Chat. We're on episode number 10 this week, which means I've been doing this for 10 consecutive weeks, which is awesome. I think 11, I technically missed one in there, but we won't talk about that one. This is a series that I really enjoy doing, and it's only possible because you guys keep asking the questions, so thank you so much. This week I actually got a little bit too many questions to do in the video. It's still probably going to run a little bit long, but I'm going to answer 9 of them in this one. But keep them coming, please. Let's get right into it with Knight40K, who asked, when parting out a set, have you ever kept parts for your own collection for a mock or anything you were working on? Or have you ever bought specific sets because you wanted specific parts? No, I won't go to the store, I won't go online and be like, oh, I love this piece or these few pieces and I'm going to buy it for myself and then part the rest of it out. Part of that is because the store is it's totally separate. It's not me, it's not Paul, it's not Kyle, it's a totally separate thing. That kind of stays on the side. So trying to justify and figure out, okay, well, this set costs $90, it parts out for $110, plus we're missing some pieces only because I wanted some parts. It's a little funky, so I don't really mix that stuff too much. And I'm not a huge builder of Lego, actually. I like the sets. I love the architecture, the skyline sets. Those are fantastic. I like the modular buildings, but I'm not a huge mock builder necessarily. Hopefully that answered your question. I'm going to butcher this name, but question number 2 comes from Paku 1787. Do you think it's better to sell new or used parts? I see that used parts are much cheaper to sell, but also much cheaper to buy. If so, why? It is really hard to answer this question, just, black and white say it's better to sell one or the other. It really depends, I think, what your goal is with BrickLink and what you have time to do and stuff, because I can go buy 10 new Lego sets, part them out, put them in the drawers, and I just added 10,000 pieces to my store in 4 hours or so. Let's say 3 or 4 hours, depending on how experienced you are and stuff. It's not too difficult, and you obviously have a large count now of parts and different lots and stuff. But if you go buy a bin of 10,000 used Lego pieces, it is going to take you a really long time to clean the Lego, go through the Lego, figure out what's real Lego, what's not, sort through, list each individual piece. It's going to take a lot longer than new Lego. So it really depends what you want to do. I think you could potentially make more money in terms of profit versus what you bought the used Lego for and selling the used Lego for. But then you got to factor in all that time. So if you don't have that amount of time, I would just say don't even go to used Lego. Or start with used Lego and slowly build up your store. And then as you make money from that, then buy the new sets and incorporate that in. That'd be the best way to do it. That's how we started. Or how I started 5 years ago. I just bought a used thing of Lego and started to list them slowly and surely, and I got sales. And you can totally do that. Keep going with that. But yeah, there's no right answer to that question. It's up to you. And I know it's frustrating when I can't just tell you yes or no. Void King asked the third question. I'm a Lego collector who hates paying overpriced Lego parts and sets and is looking for the best way to get these sets that I want. Is it more expensive to part the sets together than to buy the sets 100% complete on BrickLink or eBay? If so, why? It's also hard to answer that depending on what set you're looking for. But part of it is going to be, do you want the minifigs? If you want the minifigs, it is likely going to be cheaper to go buy the set 100% complete than it is to part it together or to piece it together using BrickLink sellers. Reason being, I can go buy this set for $100, and I'm not going to part it out and then sell all the parts combined for $90, and meaning you're going to save money when you part it together or piece it together. So I'm going to buy it for $100, sell it for $250, $300 worth of pieces or whatever it might be. So you're probably going to be better going and getting the complete set. But if you don't want minifigs, then it could potentially be better to just find the pieces and build the set together. You can also play around with, maybe a certain printed piece you don't need, or you don't need this exact color or things like that. Or if you're building a set, you can do the wanted list on BrickLink and then go through your own collection. Find all the pieces you have. Now only get the pieces that you need, and you'll save money that way as well. Fourth question comes from Zach. Wondering what your thoughts are on parting out by part number. Example, one drawer with the same part in different colors. We're not opposed to this. We don't organize this way because it's actually harder to keep up with. But there's no reason not to do that. If you have 2x2 bricks and you put them all in the same drawer and they're different colors, that's fine because, when you get your order sheet, you see the different colors and you go pick those different colors out of that drawer. Not a problem at all. What could become a problem is where you start to put the same color of different parts in the drawer. At that point, then you run into issues. It's harder to sort through that and find everything. We're not opposed to that. We just don't focus on trying to maintain anything like that because it really doesn't matter where the piece is. Essentially, we're going to go through the order form at the end of the day, pull off the drawers that we need, package the pieces and ship them off. Doesn't matter where they are on the wall as long as we can find them. That's all that matters. Asked also, how much is too much to spend on those drawers? I only have a couple so far at about $38 per cabinet, $38 US per cabinet. Is that too much? Probably not. I think you're in Australia. I think that's what I read in this comment. We spend between, I want to say $29 to $36 per cabinet. The price fluctuates for some reason. If you're getting the cabinets that have 24 drawers versus the 64, for whatever reason, those run more expensive. They're around $36 on average. So 38 is probably not too bad. I wouldn't go higher than 38 though. If you can get it lower, that's best. And I have links to the Amazon or the links to those drawers at Amazon in the description below. And if you click on those and then you scroll down a little bit under the price, it might say new or used from and then a price. We personally haven't had any bad experiences with buying used drawers. I know some people say some of the drawers are cracked, some drawers are missing. We've never opened one where something's totally damaged and we had to, replace the drawers or whatever. That might be lucky, I don't know. But we try to buy used because it does save a few dollars, and that few dollars when you have, 40-something cabinets now, that adds up, obviously. So I would recommend that if you can. Next question is from BrickBoy5505. Is it better to sell sealed sets or part them out? Again, I think this is one of those where I can't just say it for, without having a set to reference. But again, I think it has to do with what you want to do with your store. If you want to make it easier to just package your thing and ship it off and make $50 or whatever it is for the set, probably don't part them out. You don't have to spend any time actually parting them out. You don't spend that much time packing the orders. So it really depends what you want to do with your store. You are probably going to make more money by parting them out, unless it's a retired set that's, gone up in crazy amounts of value, which at that point, obviously, don't part it out. So use the BrickLink price guide calculator and just figure out, is it worth it to part it out or to sell it? But usually parting it out, especially for brand new sets, are going to be worth it at that point. Number 6, or question 6, I guess. Alex Garcia asked, could you talk about how you decide on if you should part out or sell a minifig whole? And then there's a second question. I'll get to the second question later. Parting out or selling a minifig whole is a hard question as well. Usually what we do if we have, I know poly bags, we got that, what was it? It was a Lego Movie 2 one, but it came with the minifigs, and we had 90 of them. So we're not going to sell 90 Emmets, it's just not going to happen. So we parted out, I think, half of them or so, and then we listed the other half as an Emmet character or minifig. So other than that, we've almost always sell all minifigs together unless they don't sell. So you can go to the price guide or the price history of a piece or a minifig, and you can see how many times it's sold in the past 6 months. And if they just don't sell, then probably part them out. Another thing is you could probably even not list them on BrickLink at all, go list them on eBay or something, and you're more likely to get a sale there. So you just have to do your research when it comes to finding minifigs, but usually we just sell them whole. It's a lot less work, and they probably will sell faster. And part of the way we try to focus on our store is get movement in our store so we can constantly be adding new parts without having to just constantly buy more drawers. If we can pull this drawer out, pour the whole thing in a bag, and now we can ship that off to someone, now we have this extra drawer to sell. So we try to get movement in our pieces as well, even if it doesn't make necessarily more money. That's why we don't use eBay. And that kind of ties into this second question. How has your experience been selling on minifigs on BrickLink instead of something like eBay? We don't even play around with eBay. The fees are 10%, which I'm not a fan of. But along the side with that is you kind of have to manage 2 inventories now. You have your BrickLink inventory and your eBay inventory. And hopefully they line up, so we just don't want to play with that. We just do all BrickLink, so I can't really talk on eBay, but, watching Pop's Block Shop and stuff, you definitely make more money selling minifigs on eBay, and you can have really good sales on there as well. So if you're interested in playing with them both, I would totally go for it, and I would just say sell the minifigs on eBay. That's the right answer. 7th question, CapsFan8 says, what do you do if a package doesn't arrive to the person because it got lost in the mail or something? 1 second. So this actually is our first package that we've had returned that came back to us. One other, I think, is on its way back to us because it hasn't been delivered. And I don't know if part of that's just because of all the stuff going on right now. But the question continuing, do you have to refund the buyer even if there's no insurance on the package? Or do you just take a loss as a seller, or is there another way? So obviously in this case, we refunded the buyer because they didn't get their package, so we're not going to get the pieces back and then be like, oh, sucks for you. So we obviously refunded them. I even refunded them way beforehand, when they contacted and said, hey, I haven't received the package. And another thing is we have the tracking numbers for everything, so we'll follow along as well. If it's been a week or 2 weeks and the package hasn't arrived, we will ask them, hey, have you received this package? If not, what can we do to fix it? And I talked about this, I think, briefly in my 5 tips video. We really try to just have good customer service when it comes to things like this and situations. At the end of the day, if we lose a $15 order, $20 order, but potentially have that customer who remembers us and is like, oh yeah, they're really good, that's better than getting negative feedback or something along those lines. So, we try to do the best thing. You don't have to. It's not something you have to do. And if they fight it, because it was shown that you shipped the items on PayPal or through PayPal, if you do shipping labels that way, technically you're in the right as well. You did ship the item out. So it really depends what you want to do. But I know from my side, we're going to totally recommend to do whatever you can to make that buyer want to come back again, because that's more important than just making this one sale. Rudy's World of asks, what do you think about set 11717? It's pretty cool, especially because it comes with base plates. And I've never thought about this with the big bricks or the big, creative, what do they call it, classic boxes. I've never thought that they don't come with base plates. And this one does, which is special about it. Other than that, it's very similar to the other 1,500 piece sets. There's 11011. We parted out early this year 10717, which is the precursor to 11717. I don't have opinions about it really yet. It's I just looked at it briefly, but they're just one of those 1,500 piece sets that is going to part out well for what's in it. It's going to sell well because they're generic Lego pieces that people need all the time. There's going to be those pieces like the eyeballs that you'll never sell, sit in your inventory forever. But overall, if you can get it at a good price, it's going to be a good part out value. Purchase it and sell it. It does take a while, though. 1,500 pieces is a lot of pieces. Last question this week, and this one I'm a little iffy on. But Seabag Callie asked, if you buy sets to be parted out and are charged sales tax, do you then charge sales tax on BrickLink for when you're reselling the part? And this was something that I need to go check on, and we need to figure out really whether or not we need to be charging sales tax, and we might need to in California only. But we do pay sales tax when we purchase the Lego. Right now, we don't charge anyone for sales tax when we sell that Lego. We need to go clarify, because I'm not a tax specialist, as to whether or not we do need to charge someone. And I feel like it might be just people in our state as well, California specifically. But I really don't know if we need to charge them sales tax. Sorry, I can't answer that question properly. But I think what you should do, and what everyone should do really when you're selling, is try to figure out, do you need to be charging that? Because if you do need to be charging it, if you're going to be charged it at the end of the year, you're going to lose a lot of money, depending on what your sales are, obviously, if you don't charge that extra fee. That's all the questions I have that I think are really worthwhile answering on the video that I think other people are going to have questions about. I got another one specifically from Sweaty Meat, who asked about BrickLink XP. And I'm a little curious as well on those, or on BrickLink XP, as to what exactly it is. I've looked at it a little bit. I've played around kind of with it, and I think I might do a video this week, potentially, to kind of explain a little bit more as to what my thoughts are and the way it's going to play out and stuff, and affect BrickLink sellers, because it's really not aimed to benefit sellers from what I can tell. So hopefully I'll have a video on that soon this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button. If you like the video, click the thumbs up. Keep sending in the questions. Keep put them in the comments below if you have any questions. Answer them next week. Yeah, thanks for watching again, and we'll see you guys in the next video.